So here we are with another video from American Patriot. So we got Congress, the Democratic side, pissed because their mountain for that bill has been reduced down to 1 inch. And what happens when they can't get their way like little children? Oh, we're going to shut the government down. My thing is they're going to shut the government down if it comes down to that. And the only reason is because all the wasteful spending and the things that are in that bill that have no relevancy toward us, the American people, or our country. That's a big problem. And just because we don't want to spend that kind of money, there's a problem right away, right? So now they're threatening because, a lot of that money has to do with the hurricane relief. Listen, that should have been done a long time ago. That should have been done when that hurricane hit, not months after. But they held on because they knew that when they came in with this new bill, they were going to ask for monies that we didn't want to spend, but they were going to use that and put that in there and use that as the excuse of why, right? So here we are. So my thing is this. Before any of this with this bill played any role in anything, Congress, the same Democrats that are talking about shutting down the government, these same people, including Mayorkas and all this, right? All these corrupt people had no problem giving hundreds of billions of dollars to a war that's none of our business. And they had no problem giving billions of dollars to illegal immigrants, keyword illegal, right? So no problems with that. And the minute the hurricane hit, first thing Mayorkas said is, we don't have any money, right? These are the same people that want us to reason with them somehow and make it seem like, hey, we know what we're talking about. It's just the way it is, blah, 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 right? But in truth, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. This is a big problem. So now we saw this as Americans. We saw all this play out. And now when you speak about things like this, any kind of truth like this, there's always a problem with that, with the censoring, with the this or the that, right away. And usually the ones censoring these kind of videos like this and with people's opinions are owned by the globalists. Every time. You could always count on that. Corruption rules that. You know what I mean? As if we were stupid and we don't know what goes on and what this and that. I don't care. Just because a government official or a government agency says something, that is not gold. And it doesn't mean that it's true. And every time we as a nation or a people say anything against their holy grail because they said so, censor, misinformation, right away, all of that. How about their crap? Their crap ain't misinformation and their lies. How many lies have they not told us that we figured it out and the truth came out? How many? Tell me how many. Why is it that only one side is able to speak and what they say is gold and everyone else's doesn't matter? And this right here is the reason why that Constitution is so important. People with their policies and their, our guidelines and all this crap. I don't give a crap about your guidelines. Let me tell you something. You know what free speech is? If I have an opinion, I should be able to state it. It shouldn't be labeled as misinformation. It shouldn't be labeled as anything. That's my opinion. I'm not misleading anybody. I say what I think, what I feel, and that's the freedom of speech. Bottom line. And as long as my speeches or my opinions are not directly threatening anybody or hurting anybody, nothing should be censored. But that's not the world we live in, because the only thing they want to hear is what they want to hear and what they want you to be part of. And if it's anything against what they want you to believe or anything against the narrative, just like the mainstream media and all that, look what's happening to them. Same thing. So you got all these Congresses telling you a bunch of lies because they are lies. We catch them all the time, but right away, nah, that's misinformation. That's not true. It is true. We're looking right at it. We're looking right at it. We see it every day. But here they are insisting that it's not like that because this agency said so. The gods of the earth said so. So we can't speak anything. I don't think so. And this is the problem. Now, all of a sudden now, oh, Elon Musk is, this, that, and he's a problem, blah, blah, blah. Why is he a problem? Why is he a problem? Because he's killing you and stopping you, or killing your bills and stopping you from spending excessive money that doesn't need to be spent. Is that why? Let me ask you this. Why is Congress asking for raises? What in the hell has Congress done in the last 4 years besides sink this country? Let me guess. That's misinformation. Inflation is super high. Misinformation. Everything is misinformation. Everything that's true is misinformation. The minute you get labeled with misinformation, that means that you're telling the truth. And that's the problem. You know what I mean? So don't tell me that it's misinformation. Bullshit. We can say whatever the hell we want. We are not living in Germany. This is not a communist country. I don't want to hear that. So you get all these people in Congress already talking about that Elon Musk is this and he's just a billionaire. Other opinions of Congress talking about all that he's pretty much the president, this and this and that. Wrong. Not true. All lies. That's misinformation. The problem is that the corrupt do not want these things to happen because they were out of control. They're all getting rich on our money and the country's getting poorer every day as they get richer. And don't tell me that's misinformation because we're seeing it. Our country's done. Tell me that it's misinformation that those people in North Carolina ain't out there living in tents. Go ahead. Tell me that's let me guess, because it's not on the mainstream media? That's why it's misinformation? Tell me that our Americans were not last, but the Ukraine war was first. How do I know that that's the truth? Because that's what happened. They got the money right away and our citizens didn't get anything and they're out there suffering. And I ain't never going to be quiet about our American brothers and sisters that are out there suffering. I don't care what they say about me being a misinformation and that I'm saying the wrong things. Their holy grail ain't holding water anymore. All this corruption is coming down. Whether they want to believe it or not, this castle of corruption is coming down. Every network out there is going down. Every social media that censors going down. Everybody's going down and they're going to deal with it. And you're going to see this is going to happen. This is going to happen one way or the other. And it's going to happen simply because the people of this country have had it. We've had it with the lies. We've had it with the censoring. We've had it with all of it. That's the only reason you're going down. Just like the mainstream media is going down on all their ratings on the crap that they sell, nobody's buying it anymore. And the same thing is just going to have a trickle-down effect on everything else. And that's the bottom line. But oh no, right away we are just, we're just a bunch of misleading and we're just, misinformation. Everybody that tells the truth is a liar because nowadays the lie is the truth and the truth is the lie. The only problem with that is that the majority of this country is not insane and we are not out of our minds. And that reality right there isn't changing, is it? There's going to be a problem with that. The people are not having it. They're not having it. This election right here was proof of that. The people are tired. The people have had it. You know what I mean? So, all this stuff that's going on now, look, if the Democratic Party shuts down the government, they shut it down because they didn't get the money that they wanted for things that are irrelevant to the United States, to the taxpayers, the citizens of this country. That's the reason it's getting shut down. There is no other. Misinformation, my ass. That is the truth. Everybody knows it. Everybody sees it. Nobody's that dumb. There is no misinformation. That is the truth. The scams that they've been running all this time right here, where they're running let me guess. So the inflation, that's not up there, skyrocketed. Inflation is only caused by printing money. The federal government is the one that causes that. That corrupt federal government that's in office right now, and all of this for the last 4 years, and Obama's era too, all of them have caused this problem. There is no other problem but them. That is not misinformation. It wasn't until they got into power that our country is where it is right now. Go ahead and label it if you want to, but that's not the way it is. You know, it's all getting old, man. It's all getting old. People are getting tired. They're tired of being censored. You see what happened to Facebook and all the people that bailed out of it? You know why? And that was supposed to be the number one thing. It's not the number one anymore now, is it? You know why? Because people got tired of it. People got tired of the censoring and they took off. And it's going to happen with all the other platforms too. People are tired of all of that. Don't tell me what I can say as an American. Don't tell me that, because I got a constitution that I stand on, all right, or stand by, that tells me that I have freedom of speech. Don't tell me that it's not. It is. You don't just take people's opinions and decide that you don't like their opinions. Who the hell are you? Who are you to tell anybody else what they can say and what they can't say? You go ahead and tell me, who are you? Come on. This thing is getting old. It's getting old. You know, when Elon Musk says that he's about to bring out a new phone and all that, do it. Do it. You have the means, you have the power. Do it. When Elon Musk says he's going to putting a search engine to compete with Google, do it. Do it, man. Just do it. Don't. And MSNBC, buy it. Buy it. You're going to have a great audience. You know why? Because people want the truth. People want to be able to speak what they want to speak. People want to stand by their constitution and have freedom of speech. They don't want to hear people taking that from them. People want to hear reliable news, truth, not lies, not narratives, not people controlled by globalists and sellouts. We don't want any of that. But they're going to learn. Oh, they're going to learn. They're going to learn one at a time. The blocks are all falling down. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something else. This whole thing with President Trump, awesome and great. But the truth is, the people of this nation, it's a lot bigger than just one man. It's the power behind him that has had it with all of these people. Big tech, all of them. People have just had it, period. They're done with them. And if they don't get on the ball, watch their stock market just smash down. Watch it and see it. So Elon, I'm telling you, do it, man. Don't keep talking about it. Don't keep tinkering around with the idea. Just like when you did, when you bought Twitter and you made it X, awesome idea. Look what happened. And all these other ideas that you have about phone, where we're not being tracked down and all this other crap. Nobody wants to be tracked like an animal. Nobody wants that crap. Nobody's interested in the globalist ideas. Nobody's interested in their new world order. Nobody's interested in any of that. Dude, just step up to it. Do it, man. Do it. Don't hesitate. Just do it. And you watch. It's all just going to be more money for you anyway and your success. That's it. Bottom line. Because you know what? We as a people and as a nation have had it with all these people in this big tech. We're tired of their censoring. We're tired of their crap telling us what we can say and what we can't say. Nobody wants that. Why do you think X became number one? Why? Because we can talk there. How do we know what's going on with our government? Because of X. Not because of mainstream media and all these other apps. No, we know this because of X. This is how we know what's really happening. So the same thing is going to happen when you take over the media. When you go into MSNBC, the same thing is going to happen. People are going to flock to there, and all those other mainstream medias, boom, stocks and all, right to the ground. Why? Because they're liars. Why? Because they have narratives. Why? Because they don't tell the truth. These are the real reasons why these big companies are going to fall. Step to it, man. Don't hesitate. Just do it, man, because we've about had it with these people. We had it with all. We've had it with Congress. We've had it with the corrupt government. We've had it with big tech. We've had it with tracking devices. We've had it with all of it. The nation is just tired, man. We're just tired people of this, all of it. We're just sick of it. So you know what? If Congress wants to shut down, shut that bad boy down. You know what? Not a big deal. Make sure that the services are still there, fire departments, police departments, all of that, Social Security, the things that Americans, the people that do pay taxes, we, the people, not you, not big tech, not the globalists, we, the ones that pay taxes, that's our money. That's not your money, that's our money. So then in the end, if they shut it down, it doesn't matter. When the new elected Congress gets in, when President Trump gets into office, we'll open it back up. And at least we'll have people that are going to do what the people's will. And it ain't going to be their will. When their will ain't met, they're ready to shut down the Congress. Who told the Democrats that we want the government shut down? Who told them that? But you know what it is with these people? They've gotten so far with this corruption that they believe themselves gods on earth and that they can do whatever the hell they want and nobody's supposed to say anything, but they're wrong. They're big time wrong. And we're letting them know that they're wrong. And all these other ones, we're going to do this. You know what? Get rid of these people. Get them out of Congress. They are not for the people. These people are only for themselves. Just like all these big tech companies, same thing. They're all about money for themselves, no matter what. And no matter what other doctors and no matter what anyone else says, everybody's telling a lie. The only words that matter is the holy grail of the people that they stand by. That's it. They're the only ones that can say something. And if you say anything against that or any opinion, you're a liar. You're giving misinformation. You're doing all this and that. I don't think so. I don't think so. That's not what free speech is. That is what communism is. That is what censoring is. That has nothing to do with free speech. Doesn't matter what your guidelines say and all this bullshit. It doesn't matter. Just because tomorrow they decide to make a law and say, okay, killing people is legal. That doesn't make it right. And no, it's not legal. And it won't be. You know why? Because it's wrong. We don't care what crooked things come out of your mind and out of your mouth and what corruption comes out of. We are not going to just stand by and watch a handful of clowns take down a whole nation just because they don't like what you have to say. They're losing and they're pissed. But you know what? In the end game, they're all going down. And they're going down because they're corrupt people that hate our nation, and you can tell it by the way they do things. It's not about opinion. It's what I watch them do. And all these rhinos on the Republican side, get them fired. Never mind. I don't want to hear the game. I don't want to hear fired. Get rid of them. We have to get rid of them. You got to get rid of all of them. We're done with it, man. We don't have to live like this. We don't have to deal with this. We don't have to do any of this. All we got to do is through legal channels, just vote these people out, pressure the government to do our will, the people's will. Let me guess, it's misinformation, right? That we, the people, do not have that kind of ability. And if we, the people, stand against corruption and vote it out, that's not good. But guess what? You're wrong. That's not the way the government works. And that's not the way the government should have ever worked. It just got that way because we, as a nation, laid back and let it run wild like a wildfire. And look how far it got. So in the end of the day, let them shut it down if that's what they want to do. You know what? I'd rather it shut down than give anybody any more billions of dollars of our money. Especially people that are corrupt and spending. Let me guess, that's my opinion. It's not my opinion. It's a fact that there is a massive corruption. The whole world knows that our government is corrupted. It ain't just an opinion. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. Censor nothing. Censor nothing. It doesn't matter. You know? So at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Elon Musk, like I said, man, if you see this video, trust me, man. Do it. You're going to be fine. Let me tell you something. You put that phone out, and I right away dropped my phone. And I just bought it. And I don't care. I'll get rid of that thing in a heartbeat. And because it's still a tracking thing, I will throw that son of a bitch in the ocean. I will throw it in the ocean. I'd track that shit with the fish. I want nothing to do with that. I don't want to be tracked, and I don't want my information all tacked into the government involved in my life that way. Do it, man. Just put the phone out there. And like I said, if you take on MSNBC and you buy that, You're going to do well. You're going to have ratings beyond ratings. You think your X platform is doing good? Watch what's going to happen then. Think about it. The same people that are on your X platform because they're not censored are going to be the same ones watching your channel on the news. Reliable news that's telling the truth. I don't care what they say. I don't care. Listen, the news lies to us all the time. I don't see nobody censoring them. And we prove it all the time. And we catch them in their lies all the time. Do you see somebody telling them that they're misinforming the world or the country? Nope. Only us. Only us, but not them. This is just a big coup, man. And every fool knows that. So at the end of the day, Elon, just do your thing, man. I'm all for it. Listen, man, I got your back. And so does most of the country. We're all just against the corruption, man. We're just tired of it, man. We are tired of it. Sick and tired of it. And you know what I hate the most? The biggest part that hurts me the most as an American is that they left these people in North Carolina. You know what? It snows here right now where I'm at, and I'm thinking about those people all the time. The videos that they put out there, not mainstream media, of course. But the videos that come out on X and things like that, people showing tents next to their house, man. Our government failed big time. And you know what? This cannot go on anymore. I don't care who they are. They got to go. We have to vote those people out of there. We have to take them out. And even if we got to get them out of there before their terms, we have to get them out. Our nation was built on a government of the people, for the people. And when you go against that, you shouldn't be in our government, period. This is not a place for you. And as far as your raises go, let me ask you this. When you go to a job and you get a job and you do a shitty job, does your boss give you a raise? No. You know what? So why should we give them anything like that? They don't deserve any. I don't care about their cost of living. Where's our raises? We have a problem. The cost of living went up because they caused it to go up. Deal with it, suffer it like we do. The nation is suffering this because of your hand. You're the one that did it, and now you're complaining that you need a raise because of the cost of living, the monster that you created. How ignorant is that? But let me guess, that's misinformation too, right? Because the facts are always wrong in our world today. A bunch of craziness, right? Nah, I don't think so. You know what? Let them shut it down. Let them shut it down. I ain't worried about Schumer and all that. Dude, do what you got to do. The nation will know that you closed it down because there was no money to spend and throw away to your friends and to bullshit that has nothing to do with our country or with its citizens, the ones that actually pay for this. And then on top of that, I saw some crap about 2030 that Social Security is going to have a problem. Listen, we paid in that money. That money needs to be there when our time comes. That's the bottom line. I don't want to hear your stories about where that money went and who stole it and who misspent it. That is not our problem, is it? We're coming. We want our money when our time comes and our retirements come. We don't want to hear that. That's not an option. Don't sit here and tell me that you're going to give hundreds of billions of dollars and you spent trillions of dollars in the last 4 years. And tell me that the taxpayers that have been paying their Social Security, that their money won't be there. Nah. Definitely not. You're definitely confused. Censor that. You know what I mean? Yeah, right. So anyway, at the end of the day, my fellow Americans, keep your eye on this. Stay focused. Be involved in every corruption, every little thing that they do wrong. Be involved, and if you know what, and if the new administration and all the cabinet that comes through, let's pressure them. We want the corruption out of Washington, and if we got to take them out of there one at a time, then one at a time they will go, and we will replace them with other people that will do our will, not theirs. Not the globalist, our will as a nation and as an American people. This is our country. Bottom line, it's not big tech company. It's not the globalists. It's not theirs. This is not their country. This is our country. We built this country. You don't build a country sitting behind a desk on a computer. It doesn't work that way. You know what I mean? So keep it in mind and know the power that we have as a nation, as we just did right here with this election. Let's push our government to do the right thing and push the corruption out. Well, my fellow Americans, God bless America. And until the next video, have a good night.